Hi, welcome to Blade and Brush, everyone. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, back with another video. Man, I was going to do this last week, but my aunt decided to stay home all week, including for like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday for Christmas a week. So I wasn't able to do a video because of TV playing. But she's out at the Boar's Head Yule Festival at Trinity Episcopalian Cathedral downtown, so I can shave without any disturbance. But yeah, so this video is featuring Sterling's Scots Pine Sheep Soap. It's my winter shave soap from this line. And this is, I believe, my first time using it on the channel. Now, I was going to get the Christmas soap, but then I was like, you know what, I really shouldn't be spending any money. So, yeah, I could have gotten that last year maybe, but no, this year I'm saving money to move out and get my own place, which means I won't be on any kind of schedule or having to wait until my aunt is out of the house. I can just do videos whenever I want outside of work hours. So, yeah, so I'm just lathering up in the bowl. Yes, how was everyone's Christmas? Was it decent? I hope so. Mine was rather quiet. I was planning on going to a relative's house with my aunt, but it's like an hour's drive out into the farm country, and I was having back issues on Christmas Day, and my aunt decided against going herself just because of the, I don't know, she just doesn't like going out that far anymore, so at least not by herself. But yeah, I did get to cook a duck for Christmas, which is not something I get very often. But I was down at the local Asian market last Sunday for a very specific reason, because I was looking for duck, because goose is very expensive. Normally, a lot of people get like turkey or ham for Christmas, at least in the United States. In Europe, goose is still very much on the menu. And relatively inexpensive, but over here it's still very pricey. But the Asian market had the duck for like $19.99, and it gave me the opportunity to break in my Stop Dutch oven, which I've never used before until then. It actually turned out pretty well. The recipe is simplicity itself. You simply take the whole duck, make sure to remove the feet and head and neck, which unfortunately the company that produces did not do, so I had to do that myself. And the recipe, you can use very simple sage, rosemary, thyme, bit of garlic powder, bit of paprika, salt, pepper to taste, and then I used pumpkin pie spice seasoning because all the ingredients in pumpkin pie spice, coincidentally, all happen to be Christmas spices too. You just don't know it because of labeling. So, yeah, so it's like cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, mace, allspice, ground ginger. Yeah, so, but, and then of course you can add some star anise pods into the pot. And I stuffed the interior with some apple slices, although I found out, much to my dismay, is not as good of an idea as I thought, so probably should have used an onion or something. But you just heat the oven to 325. Then you pop the duck, after it's been seasoned, into the Dutch oven, and then pop it into the larger oven for like 4 or 5 hours. You want to try and baste it on an hourly basis, if possible, but the way the Staub lids are designed, they've got those little bumps on the interior, so any moisture that rises and condenses will just drip back down. But you still want to baste it, though. But I was able to save enough of the rendered duck fat that I can use it later on for cooking. This duck fat is a very excellent cooking oil. Man, that thing was, meat was just falling off the bone after it got done cooking. All right, so I'm using, for the first time on my channel, Mercure 23C. I've had this for a little bit, and still using the blade that came in the package. But I decided to open it up and use it for the first time last week, and now it's here on the channel. It's basically the same design as a Mercure 33, it's just got a longer handle. But yeah, apparently Mercure no longer produces its own blades. Because those blades used to be made in Germany, in-house. But now they're made in the Czech Republic. And I know Germany's been deindustrializing for the past few years. So who knows how long Mercure will even be in business at the rate their economy's collapsing. Now, typically, if there's a pre-shave oil that comes with my sterling soaps, I'll get it. But for some reason, Sterling does not make a companion scented pre-shave oil to go with Scots Pine. It does for scent profiles like Autumn Glory and Boat Drinks, which are my seasonal favorites. But not for like Scots Pine or even Port-au-Prince, which is kind of weird. I don't know, maybe there's not enough demand for companion scented oils. Who knows? But it would be nice if Scots Pine at least got the companion scented oil, because it is a very nice scent. It's got Scots Pine, obviously, along with a bit of oak moss to kind of round out the the pine scent. It's actually quite a very pleasant pine scent too. It's not like most other pine scented products, which are strong scented to the point of being obnoxious. This one is much more subtle. It smells like a Scots pine forest after a good soaking rain. And since it does use mutton tallow as a base, that means it's very slick. Much more so, in my opinion, than the beef tallow that Sterling also uses. I can't believe it's almost 2026. Yeah, years simultaneously dragged on and gone by like a rocket sled. And not in a good way either. All right, so that's 2 passes down, 3rd to go, along with some touch-ups, but we'll see. Mercury 23 doesn't give me quite as close a shave as a 34 or my Razor Rock Goat. Mainly because it's a much lighter razor and therefore not quite as aggressive. Still gets the job done though. Despite having a longer handle than the 33C, still rather lightweight. But still quite good. You know, because I do have rather big hands and long fingers, so having a razor with a handle that's appropriately long is quite good for me. I'm not sure if you can hear the TV outside. My left it running. I did not think to turn it off. But if my aunt goes into the office tomorrow, I'll make sure that it's not on. I will say that these Checkmate Mercure blades are better, in my opinion, than the German-made ones. As I remember, those were not as sharp as they could have been. In fact, I have to wonder what company Mercure contracted out to make these blades, because they remind me very much of the Astras, which, if you're familiar with those, are one of the better blade brands. In fact, the Russian-made Astras are in my top 5, along with the Tiger and Tatra Platinum that replaced them after Gillette moved the company. So I think I've told you about this before, but when Gillette buys out a blade brand, it sooner or later moves production to one of its own factories. And then the original blade brand owner, in this case Chuck Blades, was under a 15-year no-compete contract. Well, then once that expired in 2019, they went back to making their own blades under a different brand. And if you ask me, they give the Russian-made Astras a run for their money. All right. Yeah, a little bit. Just going to touch up a little bit right there. And then on this side too. And that's it. That is a baby butt smooth shave. I'll have to see if I can email Mercure, find out which company actually made these blades. Because if it's who I suspect, then yeah, they actually did good. Yeah, let me go ahead and get my Dickinson Switch Hazel. A lot of guys like Thayer's and I'm not disputing how good that product is, but it is terribly expensive, at least here where I live. And Dickinson's charges half the price for double the amount, so Dickinson's it is. Alright, so now I'll rinse out my bowl and brush. And yes, this was my Omega boar brush. Just if that wasn't obvious, but if you're tuning into the channel for the first time, maybe not. But Omega does make some pretty good brushes. I've got a Travel Badger brush from that line that I use when I'm out of town. And then Omega also makes horsehair brushes as well, which I suspect I took over from Vilong after Vilong went out of business. But then the last several years, the company had really kind of gone downhill anyway. Its brushes weren't nearly the quality that they should have been. Which is kind of sad because Vilong brushes used to have a very good reputation. Not anymore. Alright, so now I've got the Glacial Menthol Scots Pine Aftershave Splash. Now, I don't think I'm going to get the full menthol effect because I'm really not experiencing any irritation. But who knows? Oh yeah, it's definitely kicking in. Not terribly powerful, but yeah, I'm definitely feeling the menthol effect. Maybe because it's a newer bottle. But yeah, if you're a menthol fan like I am, you like, and if your face can handle it, I would highly recommend the Glacial Menthol. So I'm telling you, it is good. Alright, so now we've got the companion aftershave. Scots Pine, obviously. And post-shave balm. Alright, that is a shave. So, once again, today's soap was Sterling Scots Pine Sheep Soap. Mud and tallow base, very slick, very pleasant smelling, nice subtle pine scent. And then Mercure 23C with the Checkmate Mercure blade. And then of course applied with the Omega boar brush right here. So, alright. That is pretty much it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a video. Until next time, this is Mike for Blade and Brush, signing off.